Hello everyone, this is Lisa Listen with lisalisten.com and the blog Are You My Cousin? It's Tuesday morning, so it's time for another Tuesday's genealogy tip. And today I'm going to build a little bit more on the census record tip that I provided you last week. So last week we talked about reading that census record several pages forward and several pages backwards from where your ancestor appears in the record. So this week I want to talk to you a little bit about what happens when you lose your ancestor in a census record. You know, when you're tracking that ancestor back, each census record, they're where you think they are. They are where you think they are. Everything's lining up, and bam, you hit one of those census records, and you cannot find your ancestor anywhere. They're not where you thought they would be. What do you do? Okay. Now it can be for several reasons. Certainly, they could have moved. It could be that as you are searching these databases such as Ancestry.com or Family Search or any of those, that the name was transcribed incorrectly. The census taker's handwriting could have been very poor or very illegible, so it was very difficult for the transcribers to get the name correct. So here's a really great tip. Okay, find that census record. Say it's the 1930 census record. Find your ancestor on that 1930 census. Who lived next door? Okay. Now, you go back to the 1920 census record, but you can't find your ancestor. But you're pretty sure, according to oral history, they were supposedly in that area, still in the area. So, go back. Research not your ancestor's name, but look for their neighbor from 1930. Is their neighbor in the 1920 census record? Because it's very possible that your ancestor was still living in that location in 1920, and so was the neighbor. And you may be able to find them through the community. And then once you kind of narrow it down, sometimes you'll find your ancestor right under. Sometimes you might need to read a little bit forward and backwards on those census pages, depending on how the census taker moved through the community. But you'll have a sense of that community, and you'll be able to see if indeed the name was misspelled, mistranscribed greatly. You'll be able to recognize them by who they associated with. So I hope that makes sense. It's a great technique. I've used it many times myself. It is fabulous for when your ancestor stays in the local area that they were in, but it also works if they have changed location, because when people moved, they tended to go in groups, not necessarily as individuals or individual families. So maybe my ancestor went to Tennessee, but I can't find him. But if I look for his neighbor in Tennessee, well, look there. There's my guy living right next door again. So use that technique. Think a little outside the box. Look at who he associated with. Look at who he did business and traded land with. And research those folks. You very well may find your ancestor along with them. Have a great Tuesday, guys. Take care. Bye.